My name is Nikki and welcome to my adventurous life. This is an eclectic channel that details my journey from being a frustrated public school educator in America to living a life of adventure, pursuing meaningful work, and experiencing all that this world has to offer. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about my experience as an expat in Thailand. My wife and I moved to the city of Chiang Rai, Thailand in the summer of 2022, and we did it for a variety of reasons. Number one, we had always loved to travel. We've been around the world, many different countries at different times in our lives, and we always saw ourselves as international people. Number two, we felt stuck in the jobs that we were working in America. I was a public school teacher, my wife was working in a bank, and we really didn't enjoy our day-to-day. I woke up with a sense of dread in my stomach every morning, recognizing that I had to go and sit in a windowless classroom for the next 8 hours, and it just wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't the type of life that we thought we would be living. Number three, we were struggling with money. We were making it, we were saving a little bit, we were trying to be responsible, but month to month, we really didn't have much to take home. And that was frustrating. It seemed like we could never get ahead. I was always trying to find another side hustle or job to work during the summers and holidays, and it just was very stressful. I love the United States, I love my country, but the way that the economy has been over the last 4 or 5 years has not been conducive for the lifestyle that we hope to live. We do recognize it as our responsibility to work within the system to figure out how we can increase our income, do all these things, but for us, we needed a little bit of a break from it, and we thought that an escape to a place where our currency would go a little bit further would be a good opportunity for us to kind of restart, and that's exactly what we did. We moved to Thailand, as I said, in July of 2022, and I got a job teaching at an international school there. My wife had a part-time remote job that she was able to keep. She made US dollars for a lot of project-based work and the occasional midnight meeting. In addition to that, I became a freelancer. I was copywriting and making money doing that. I was tutoring students in English online to make a little bit of extra money and really just trying to find ways to bring in some extra income so that we could save and work towards accomplishing our goals. But the main reason that we decided to leave was that we felt like we needed a chance to kind of regroup, to rediscover the things that we were passionate about, to have some adventures and live life by design for a little while. Our experience in Thailand was wonderful. We made some of the best friends we'd ever made. We saved quite a bit of money. We regrouped and thought about different ways that we could come back to America and re-enter the workforce at a little bit higher level. And most importantly, we got to spend time together doing things that we loved. We are back in the United States now. I took a job in risk management, which is something that I had been preparing for and worked towards for a long time. And we're here now working our way towards our ultimate career goal of owning our own business. And that's something that I think will become an emerging theme on this channel as we make some headway on that. I wanted to share my experience with all of you because I think a lot of people from Middle America have a very limited view of what is possible in their lives. Not everybody's going to like living in Southeast Asia or a developing culture like we do. We genuinely enjoyed the very simple rural cultural experiences that we had in northern Thailand. But even if we had decided to live in a big city like Bangkok or even gone to another country in Asia or Europe, there were lots of options for us once we considered the possibility of going abroad. If you feel stuck in your current job in the United States, if you just make enough to pay your bills and get by, I would really encourage you to take a look at some of the options that might be outside of your current box. Moving to another country has a lot of perks. When we lived in Thailand, we did face some difficulties. We do like Thai food, but eventually we got tired of it. We missed, certain aspects of our culture, like going to sporting events or being able to see and visit family. But by and large, and especially now after coming back, my wife and I would make that decision again 10 times out of 10 and are even thinking about ways that we could one day return. This country, the United States of America, has a lot of great things to offer, and I'm really glad and proud to be an American. But my experiences abroad have been extremely foundational to my life. I've been able to see how other people live and see how they think. I've been able to partake in another culture and society, and it's really broadened my perspective, expanded my horizons as a person. And not only that, but getting outside of the fray of the American political system, or just the rat race to make a dollar, to keep up, has been really good for me. There are other countries around the world that are very consumeristic, just like the United States. When you're sitting out on a rice farm with a great friend that you've made, and you hear about their life perspective, you meet their grandmother, you meet their mother, and see that the way that they think about life and what's important to them is completely different than what everyone in your home country tells you is important. It really changes you, and it actually makes you, I think, a more resilient and a better person in the long run. This is really kind of a rant video. I'm not going to give you 3 tips to get a job abroad or 5 steps to become the most successful expat. It's really just me talking about my experience, and I hope that you'll find it helpful. But my 2 years in Thailand, as I said, were foundational to what we're trying to do in the future. Because we felt so stuck before, we were able to use this geographic reset and this career move to give us a little bit of space to think. The biggest thing I noticed when I lived in Thailand, you can chalk this up to just the economic status that we had there compared to the economic status that we had here. You could chalk it up to just being removed from the context of family and friends and the same people. Whatever the case may be, when I got to Thailand, I noticed that my mind was so much quieter. And that's not going to be everyone's experience when they move abroad. I'm not saying the grass is necessarily greener over there, but for us, it was the right move. And when I got there and settled in, I was working a job I enjoyed more, still a teacher, but teaching at an international school with highly motivated students and a better pay relative to the cost of living, really took a lot of stress off of me. We rented our house when we moved away, and were able to make a profit month to month on that house and still pay the mortgage. All these things kind of gave us a new set of eyes, and we realized that we weren't as tied down as we thought we were. We weren't as anchored to the monotony of the day-to-day that existed in our lives here in the United States. And again, there's nothing wrong with the United States. I love the United States, and we've moved back. Obviously, we got tired, of certain aspects of being a foreigner. It's nice to be understood and to have family near you and to be able to, participate in the same cultural events that you grew up with and understand. For me, just watching sports at a regular hour has been amazing. In Thailand, if I wanted to watch a sporting event, I had to wake up really early or stay up really late. And so there's a lot of things like that are nice about being back. But by and large, this experience was extremely positive. And if you're stuck in your job, especially if you're a teacher, I've talked about this in some of my other videos. I encourage you to go and watch them. But if you're a teacher in the United States and you want to get out of your current situation, you feel trapped, you feel like, if you don't keep working to pay the bills that you currently have and keep your insurance and all these things, then you're just kind of, doomed to work a retail job or something of that nature. I really would highly encourage you to look at teaching abroad. And I'll do another video on the experience of, just being a teacher who taught in Thailand and left America. I've already talked about, why I quit. And that video was fairly popular. I want everyone to understand that when it seems dark, when there really isn't an apparent option in front of you, it's usually more of a problem with your perspective than it is with reality. And that's not to belittle people who feel depressed or, like they're trapped, stuck in a hole. I know how that feels. But for me, reading certain books, talking to certain people, and remembering some of the experiences that I had had traveling in college was enough to kind of make me recognize that my future wasn't fixed, that it was variable and it depended on the decisions that I made. And there really are opportunities, especially if you're from, a Western developed nation and you have a college education, you speak English as your native language. I mean, these are all things that will allow you to live a very unique life if that's what you're looking for. But you have to be brave enough to do it. You have to be hopeful enough to believe that there's something out there and to pursue it. You have to be curious enough and patient enough to really read all about these different opportunities and listen to different people. And Yeah, I feel like this has been rambling a little bit, and I'll probably wrap the video up now, but I highly encourage any of you who have questions about leaving your current job and going abroad for work opportunities, or just questions and encouragement for you to kind of take that first step. If you want to talk to me, please leave a comment below. I'll try to answer as many comments as I can. I've really enjoyed the experiences that I've had. I've done a lot of thinking about the decisions that we've made in our lives, and a lot of people, including oftentimes my own family, they don't really understand the decisions or why we made them. And so I think part of this is just for me to get all of this out, and if I can help one person, I think that will be worth it for me. Would it be great to be a YouTube star and have a bunch of money rolling in? Of course it would. And I'm obviously putting this out there with that hope in the back of my mind, but really my main motivation is to communicate clearly the things that I've learned by taking some pretty drastic steps, doing some things outside of the box, and really enjoying those aspects of life. If you're stuck, or you feel stuck, you feel like there's not opportunities out there for you, I know how that is. I have been there myself. It's very stressful for me. I couldn't get my mind off of that subject. I just kept ruminating on what I would do to make a little bit more money so that I could have a little bit better situation for ourselves, right? It's maddening. Over time, it becomes very overwhelming. And so if you want to talk, please leave a comment below. I hope this video has been helpful, at least a little bit encouraging to you. I know I'm long-winded, but thanks for watching, and keep paying attention to the channel. I'm going to be putting out a lot of content soon. I'm really motivated just to connect with people and use this as a means to share the life experiences that I've had, and to develop a little bit of a community around some of these ideas, because really, ultimately, what I'd like to do is encourage people to live more authentically, to live more intentionally, to live more adventurously, and ultimately to change the world through that kind of living. So thanks again. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel,